Thank you. Thank you so much.
Good.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. We are about to recite the Moorish American prayer.
Yeah.
Rise.
Close to him so we can see.
You can ankle both sides, 5 fingers on the left, 2 fingers on the right. Repeat after me, the Moorish American prayer. Allah, the Father of the universe.
Allah, the Father of the universe.
Father of love.
Father of love, truth, peace, freedom,
and justice.
and justice.
Allah is my protector.
Allah is my protector,
My
my
guide.
guide,
And my salvation.
and my salvation.
By night.
By night
And by day.
and by day. So the proud. Throughout it.
Yeah, you can. It's all right. We have you sitting right here. This is meeting right here. Allah, unity. Moorish Science Temple of America, the Divine Constitution, and Bible. Act 1. Grand Sheik and the Chairman of Moorish Science Temple of America is in power. State law. And the 4th law, consistent with the prophet, ran by the Moorish Science Temple of America. The Assistant Grand Sheik is Assistant Grand Sheik in all affairs. If he lives a life according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and it is known before the members of the Moorish America. Act 2. All meetings are to be open and closed promptly according to the circle 7. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Friday is our holy day of rest, because Friday is the first day when man was born in flesh, and on the Friday when the first man departed out of flesh and ascended into his Father God Allah. For that cause, Friday is the holy day for all Muslims all over the world. Act 3. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice must be proclaimed and practiced by all members of the Moorish Science. Members must. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice must be proclaimed and practiced by all members of the Moorish Science Temple. No members to put in danger or accuse falsely brother or sister on any occasion at all that may harm his brother or sister, because Allah is love. Act 4. All members must preserve these holy and divine laws, and all members must obey the laws of the government. Because by being a Moorish American, you are a part and partial of the government, must live a life accordingly. Act 5. This organization of the Moorish Science Temple of America is not to cause any confusion or to control laws and constitution at the same time, but to obey hereby. Act 6. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality. And we're teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they're part and parcel of this their government, and know that they're not Negroes, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slave holders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is the new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained noble Ali, prophet, to redeem his people in the simple way. Moorish Americans are descendants of the ancient Moabites who inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Act 7. All members must properly attend their meetings and become a part and parcel of all of the acts of the Moorish. Members must pay their dues, keep in line with all necessities of America. Then you are entitled to the name and place. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband. Take care of your children and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be them, become a part of the fallen humanity. All Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure with love and their bodies clean and holy. This divine covenant is from the prophet Noble Ali, guidance of his father God. Noble Ali, founder of Moorish American prayer. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation, night and by day. through his holy prophet, Noble Drew Moorish
Amen.
Science Temple of America, office of Noble Drew. Now have a reading of the Holy Quran to activate the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America, the symbol, circle 7, divinely prepared by the noble prophet Drew by the guidance of his father, God Allah, to redeem man from the sinful and fallen state of man's back to the highest plane of life, his father, God Allah. Know thyself and Allah, the genealogy of Jesus, life and works of Jesus, India, Europe, and Africa, and the land of Egypt. Noble Drew, the prophet and founder of the Moorish Science Temple of America, redeem his people from their sinful ways. Now I have a reading from chapter 47, divine instruction from the Holy Prophet. I will start with 45. Each of there, I have to read 47. Divine origin of the Asiatic nation. Fallen sons and daughters of the Asiatic nation of North America need to learn to love instead of hate, and to know of his higher self and lower self. This is the uniting of the Holy Quran of Mecca for teaching and instructing all who should merit etc. Now I have a reading from chapter 47, Holy Instructions from Divine Instructions from the Holy Prophet, Noble Drew. I will read from 9 to 17. According to all true and divine records of the human race, there is no Negro, black, or colored race attached to the human family, because all inhabitants of Africa were and are of the human race, descendants of the ancient Canaanite nation from the Holy Land. Now, what your ancient forefathers were, you are today, without doubt or contradiction. There is no one who is able to change man from the descendants of his forefathers unless his power extends beyond the universal God, Allah himself. Well, these holy divine laws are from the prophet Noble Drew, the founder of the uniting of the Moorish Science Temple. These laws are to be strictly preserved by the members of all the temples of the Moorish Science Temple, that they will learn to open their meaning and guide it according to the principle of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Thus, this meeting has been opened according to the circle 7 of God. Islam now rise, giving perfect praise to the great God, bearing witness there is no God but Allah. Islam, this rooted causes cause which all things are wrong. Sweet and mighty is the name. I bear witness to all true and divine prophets of Allah, as we are taught in the MST of to give honor to all true and divine. Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, and Islam, we honor all books of Allah that we sit down. Islam, give honors to Islam. As our prophet Noble Drew dictates to us that we are returning to Islam. The return. This is what this meeting is tonight. Return to Islam. Islam wars. Our religion is Islamism. Our way is Islam.
Come on. Islam.
Islam wars. And so we gathered here today to motivate you who are still in the practice of Islam to return to Islam. Islam wars.
Islam.
Given our honors extended to honorable monarchs beside God, who did prepare our people here in North America and abroad, waking the so-called Negro of these shores. Islam. He said the Negro needs a Mohammedan type character. He needs a Quran of economics and social warfare. We give honors to Prophet Noble Drew, who, by the way, is an angel of Allah sent to bring us the everlasting gospel of Allah. Not to replace Muhammad, but to bring Islam here in America. Islam, I'm looking around the room, haven't been here in a while, but here is the authority that was placed in North America for all other Islamic groups to practice Islam here unmolested. This is the first document of its kind. And it said that we are to propagate the faith of Muhammad in America.
Yes,
and extend the learning of the great messenger, I would say, in that.
Come on.
I'm not trying to appease anyone that wants to argue about whether he was a prophet or not. He is an angel of Allah who came here to wake us up, to return us to Islam. We give honors to the life of Sheikh Ahmadu Bamba. We give honors to the likes of Sheikh Ibn Fall. And I've come to learn that their works were here long ago. You will hear more about this tonight. I just want to rattle some brothers, stir the people up to continue great and different speakers. I want to give honors to all my teachers, all of them, present, past, future, Islam. I want to give honors to their teachers. Yeah, you got to honor their teacher because in Islam you have to trace yourself back to the message. Islam wars, Islam brothers and sisters. Islam. Some boys ain't here. They here, but they not here yet. So I'm gonna say brothers and sisters. All right. I want to give honors to Supreme Grand Chief assistant. I give honors to myself without ego. Don't be ashamed to give honors to yourself.
That's right.
Okay, here we teach Allah man of one. I'm giving honor to the higher part of me, not the lower part. Right? I give honor to my Cheikh Sufi, all of his teachings. All of his teachings. You know, I'm learning the practice of the science of Islam as well. There's a correlation, brother, Islam and Sufism. And you will hear that tonight. You will hear that tonight. There is no difference other than the mouth and the ear. So I don't want to say too much, but I want to point back at this document. This document is the first of its kind. If you don't know what this symbol is, this is called race, notice, and stature, the upside down R. On any affidavit, it means the first of its kind. There was no organization in America under the banner of Islam prior to that document. And if they were doing it in their home. So this is the forerunner for everyone, Sunni, Ahmadiyya, other Sufi groups. Islam? That document right there should be studied. It should be studied. Minus your emotion. Get in tune with that document. Now, I'm not praising that document, but that document is a forerunner of what we're talking about. This is Islam. Now I want to do some explanation before I call these great speakers up. This hand, the hand press, unity. This hand press. One is coming from the east, the other one is coming from the west. And what we can say is today, this is the coming together of the Moorish Science Temple of America and West African Sufi. All of you in this room need to know that there was a man by the name of B. Taylor. He was a lawyer, and his exact words were, I was down in Springfield when a constituent of mine saw Noble Drew Ali place on the record the Moorish Holy Temple of Science, Springfield, Illinois. And his purpose is greater than how the Moors think today. This organization was prepared to unite Asia and our people under the banner of Islam. And so this hand press, some people call it a class. We don't call it a grip because we're not Masonic Moors, we are Islamic Moors. All right? That hand press is being demonstrated tonight. These 10 wonders we're all descendants of, regardless of what house you come from, what branch of Islam you come from. We're all descendants of these wonders. It was our forefathers and mothers who established these great and magnificent wonders that we see on the charters. And I just wanted to highlight that. Islam. Hey man, I want to give a special honors to this man sitting right here, Cheikh Sufi. I want to give special honors to you because Moors are trying their best to unify. But I've been on many retreats. I've been on many phone calls. And I've seen Moors in different grand bodies. Yeah, Moors from different grand bodies. And nobody talking about, well, I'm the real Moorish Science. We're united with one great principle. And that's Islam. That's my spiel. I'm about to sit down and call out our first speaker for tonight. You may know him as the Supreme Grand Governor and Grand Chief of Temple Number 9, Corey Lindale. Islam. I'm going to sit down and rest these bones. Islam. Y'all may be seated. All praise be to Allah. I want to honor all true and divine prophets of Allah. I want to honor God and man of this day and age. I want to honor all true and divine prophets. We honor Muhammad. The document, as he was explaining, shows that he had the light of Muhammad. That's what Moors failed to realize. And what my prophet did is what. So I wanted to simply say that my brother got here and stole everything I was supposed to say. Praise the hands out of my pocket. But before I begin, I do want to highlight some things. I'm glad he didn't touch on this point. Prophet said that we're from the northwest, southwest shore of what? Africa. He also teaches that don't let a foreign Muslim into your roster. That's what I want to do today. Come on. See, he didn't say go to Arabia and be like the Arabs. He said northwest, southwest shore. Where's Senegal? Northwest. This meeting is so divine. Moors should get so much out of this meeting. So much has been missing in the Moorish Science for America. Because there were some people who tried to drug out the soul foundation. So today is where the Moorish Science Temple America meets Sufism. And as our brother said, the great hand press, uniting both sides and people of Asiatic youth. We are no longer being in multiple different religions, being like those people. Islam. Islam? Islam. We are from Northwest Africa. There's no doubt about it. So the best of culture, the best of who we are in Islam is the teachings of Sheikh Obama. He was a cultured man. He was about his people. His plight is the same as it was here. And so, brothers and sisters, today, no, we're not converting to Islam. We're returning to something that was ours. The Holy Quran of the Moorish Science for America teaches us that man debased himself from Allah and took a part of Allah that he saw was good and called it his religion. Put their culture on it and defaced where it all comes from. It was our forefathers who created all of these religions. And brothers and sisters, today we are tying in today. Islam. Islam? Islam. There's no God but Allah, and we do recognize Prophet Muhammad as a prophet of Allah. Islam? Islam. Woo! I was so glad to hear the Sheikh say, and Prophet Muhammad is a prophet. That touched my soul. Because I recall being in the masjid and they say, the last prophet. And the prophet Muhammad Ibn Abdullah never said he was the last prophet. Islam? He said he is the prophet of Allah. Islam? So I want to cut down my khutbah and talk about a special woman that I met in Georgia. It was like I met her for the first time, but it was like my spirit was connected to her instantly. And when she put her hands on my head, whew, it was like she sent me so much information, powerful information. I was charged up. And I never forget, I went upstairs to go get my thoughts together, and I saw Cheikh Sufi. He said, come here and get this part. Not knowing that I'd already got a part of it downstairs already. Look at all that. This beautiful soul is a shaker of this order of Sheikh Abdul. Very powerful. I'm going to ask that everybody listen. Oh man, you got to listen passively and take that understanding aggressively. Meaning, don't just let it go through your ears. Go home with it. I guarantee it's going to work. Islam? Wow. So, without further ado, let us call up Cheikha Ayaba.
Islam.
Either way.
Yeah, do you want to teach on the chair or would you like to teach mine? Don't know what you want to do. Okay, go with it. Go with it. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay.
Alaikum salam.
Thank you so much. Can everybody see? Yes, ma'am. It's long. And I had to take my shoes off because I've been doing this now for almost 50 years. And I'm accustomed to coming into a whole place and removing my shoes. And I really feel uncomfortable when I don't do it. I'm not saying y'all got to do it. I'm just saying. I met these very, can I get home? I met these very delicious brothers.
Delicious.
In Georgia, at the Muslim retreat. I say delicious because anybody I've had any food, they taste them just so delicious. They want to eat it slowly.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that's how you really supposed to eat. Yes, because when you eat, you are consuming the energy of Allah in the form of food.
Islam.
Many people just want to throw the food over here, over there, and take for granted. But we have to teach our children from the beginning. Everybody in here look like y'all in the 80s that nursed your mom's breast. So everybody in here started out with the most purest form of food from Allah that has every life sustaining vitamin and whatever else that folks say that I'm not a biology, but I know it healed my daughter, and I know it healed me, and I know it kept me alive, and I know it kept y'all alive because y'all right here. What's that? You come out and touch the key. I wish I had time to go around and touch all of them because it's not me that's touching your being. It's the energy of Allah that comes through myself that all of us have. There is no end. I know there have been holy people who said that. There's no end to Allah. There's no end. That's why it's all along A-L-H-A-L-L. So it's Allah, no matter which way you go, or which way you come. I'm here to share with you my thoughts on these things. I first became involved with Moors. Actually, it was a young brother who went to high school with us and elementary school. His family were ill. And that was our first contact in our community with Moors. Then I met a brother named Noble Kedar Bay out in Charlotte, North Carolina. We became very, very close. And You know, but my problem is choosing what I'm gonna talk about. And we became very, very close. And we went down to Baytown. Baytown. He took me there. I think it's 144 square. 144 square miles. Behind the colors of the and the burgundy and red. And what an experience. That's my card. I still got my original card. Kedar, one under the energy of what they call Leo in astrology and Heru in the ancient Kemetic system. However, the system they use in America is not the system they go by there. And one Leo born Cancer. So, but let's leave it where it is. And Kedar was very much a Leo type person, very much a Heru type person. And I say was because he's no longer with us in the flesh. I'm telling you these things because my spirit is guiding me to tell y'all what you're really doing. You're not just members of a Moorish Science Temple. It's not a plural. This is a resurrection of what our ancestors laid down hundreds if not thousands of years ago. If you read the true past story of the people that were here in North America, you will find a whole slew of them were Muslims. And they created a whole slew of stuff to help these people do better and efficient in working here. Because if you got to do the work, you're going to create something that makes your work much simpler. That's say that again. Right? So we don't have to walk around with these foolish thoughts. We come into these various different organizations or society. But have you ever been in an ocean? Can you tell the difference between this part of the ocean, that part of the ocean, and that part of the ocean? Can you draw a line and say, well, this is where it started and this is where it ended? I was in Brazil and the brother said Senegal is over there. He said, you see that? Because if you look at the water, you got the eyes, you can see that flow. He said, you see that? That's the highway to Senegal. So there are highways all around you. There's highways right here in this room. There are lines of energy in this room where each of us are that leads from, I know you, that lead us right to the first ancestor that was ever here. And don't get it twisted. This was here before these people divided it into Africa over here and America over here. And if you take the word America for real, Amorica, I am a rich Moor. So you take these, the Kedar taught me that, it's called abjad, and you can take any word and like music, like when I'm a musician and I don't know how to do music, like musician, I know how to sing. And Kedar showed me how you can take the letters and the numbers and combine them, and you have the understanding of what you are, what you see. And I studied the Hebrew for a minute, and with the Hebrew Israelites, some brothers, not the mother, because they're not Hebrew. Those who cross the water. And the water ain't got to really be a body of water. Your passion is also water. Those who have risen above, your passion is leading. See, so you're not here just to say, I'm a Moor and flash your hands up. And they call it reading. You're here because you have committed yourself to a life of change. Change from what? Change from madness. You don't think this place we living in here run under these other people? If there are people, I'm still not sure if they're people, but run under those. Then you need to go study with them. I'm a mother. I'm a grandmother. I have one daughter. I was 37 years old. I raised that girl right. I said, I don't know if I'm going to make it more, but this one right here going to be right. So you have to make that commitment to all of your children. They're not children. They're ancestors return. I hear people saying, oh, you must have been here before. Oh, you're a host. We all owe spirits. Allah is infinite. You are not here as separate from Allah. Your water and my water and our bodies are the same water, same pH, whole 9 yards. Y'all got that? You got melanin, they call it melanin. Some people call it carbon. Some people call it dust. All of it right up in your brain. You can make yourself think. You can make yourself well. These are the teachings we have to carry out to our people. Even in the book says that a prophet had no honor in his own home. Was no but Elijah Muhammad going into Jimmy. So stop being all upset because we don't want to hear what you got to say. Allah is preparing you for somewhere else. And somebody else has been prepared somewhere else for him. Y'all with the program? Yeah, get with the program. My little cousin used to always tell me I was insulted first time from it. We need to get with the program. What program? But nonetheless, I would say it about food, say it about my grandmothers. What are grandmothers? Grandmothers are the prophets, prophetesses. Grandmothers are the spiritual guides. Grandmothers are the magicians, the miracle workers of Earth family. If you don't know it, go see your grandma. If you don't think I'm telling you, go talk to your grandma about anything. You can talk to your grandma about stuff you can't even talk to your mama about.
Facts.
Facts.
Big facts.
You can say Islam. I wrote notes for myself. We have to systematize our knowledge of how to deal with our behavioral responses to challenge. I will say that we have to systematize our knowledge of how to deal with our behavioral responses to challenges. For example, why do we get angry when we pick somebody? Say that. You're a very peaceful young man, right? Don't too much make you get upset, though. Yes, I know. I'm not call you out, but everybody has. We all have. I was what they call a hot head. My head was on fire when I was a little girl. Okay, I'm gonna tell you the story because we all have stories, and maybe something I say you can relate to. We talked about the brothers, talked about the prophets, talked about the ones who came forward to leave this information and this knowledge to help us grow. It's fodder for our growth. It's fertilizer for our maintenance of our life force, of our energy, art. When I was 3 years old, the voice spoke to me. See, I don't say Jesus said it or Allah said it because the voice did not say it. I'm Allah talking to you. But I know. I didn't know about Allah or anybody when this came to me. And asked me, when do you want to go down there? And I said, when their backs are up against the wall. And the word says, so be it. And I woke up, I wasn't asleep, it was like I came to myself. And so when the 60s came, like the backs were up against the wall, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, I said, well, why you give me all this knowledge and the backs me up against, what am I going to do? I'm going to be dead by the time I talk to Allah. Talk to Allah. I'm scared. Or whatever that energy might be. So, in doing so, I was told that when I got around 14 years old, I heard the voice, the same voice, say to me, when you get 16 years old, you have to leave here. And I said, I got to finish school. And the voice said, when you get 16 years old, you have to leave here. Real loud. It was a hell voice. And I said, but I got to graduate from school. Next time the voice said something to me, thank you. I fell on the floor, like somebody did that thing to me, make you fall. And when you're in that state, you don't hear anything, you don't see anything. So I would been in that state, don't be scared. It's just It's just Allah blocking off everything else so you can be focused totally on what's being given you. So then it said, I asked a question, well, what do I have to go to New York for? And it said you have to help find the one true religion. So I was taken to Cheikha. You ever heard of him? Cheikha. Rasool in. He's head of an organization called Salla Society. Another one of these people. See your prophets and your teachers, your messengers, which is another one for Messiah. Your messengers come through your womb. They don't drop out of the sky. So if you've been blessed by Allah to carry the spirit of a messenger, that makes you a what? You know what that makes you? A divine one. So you have to live according to your divinity. It's no joke. This thing is not false. It is real. It is so real. I wish I could just make you feel how real it is. He gave the example about my touching his head. But this thing is real. It's real. It's real. When I went to Jamaica, and there was a brother named Mortimer Planner. I guess he passed now. And he was talking to the roster. My first introduction to any of this stuff, really, on a long period of time, was Rastafari. And I asked Mortimer Planner, why is he telling the roster that they are sufferers? Why is he telling them that they got to be ready or waiting for Marcus Garvey's laboratory to come back? I said, why they wait? If he's coming back, you say he's gonna have ships 40 miles wide and 40 miles long. Then why don't they build the ships while they wait? I'm not the kind of person that a lot of people want to talk to because my stuff is so real. The children say to me in school, we like you for our teacher, but you for real. I said, yeah, I come from church children. So you are blessed to be the ones who have what? Chosen to walk this path. I said to Kedar, don't be so fiery with your presentations. You bring an attention to yourself that you don't want. He told me later one night he was going to speak, you heard something bypass his ear. And he said that I told him that was just one Kedar. They're not gonna kill you yet. You gotta stop and be more still. He ended up dating a sister because y'all gotta have a woman. You gotta have somebody by your side. Some crazy that she leaves. So you got but you gotta, when you walk with someone, I'm gonna tell you.
All right, thank you.
But you got to walk in this Islam, I self-God and master. You got to say, I am the master of self. I am. I am. A lot of Christians say, I am the. I said, y'all don't even know what y'all saying. I am. I am what? I am made in the likeness and image of a piece that nothing can disturb.
That's right.
When the Bible said man is made in the image and likeness of God, it didn't say what God looked like. Those are the questions I asked at 8 and 9 years old. Stuff didn't make sense to me. I asked. They were always saying, look, you'll learn. What they tell you to look, you'll learn when you get older. I get all right. And so then I studied with Ron F. Amen. Ron F. Amen said the first law, the 11 laws of God, is not made in the likeness of piece that an image of a piece that cannot be disturbed. So the moment you go, oh nigga, you getting on my nerve. Why you gotta talk like that, man? You disturbing my peace. What? You just gave him it. You didn't take your peace. You gave it to him. You volunteered to give it up. So Ron F. Amen say 2 things. before you shout out and get all upset and let that anger find a place inside of you, know that you are what? You are in charge. You are in charge of that. And Allah made you perfect. So how would you allow for imperfection to take over you? How could you allow that which knocks you out of the ballpark from Allah to do that to you? How can you do that? So you gotta be, you chose this road and make you choose it. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm 79, I done walked this road since I was 3 years old, and coming into the knowledge is very different from the spirit that teaches you. The knowledge is a part of it, like right hand, left hand. So when you get the knowledge, the spirit showed you how to apply that knowledge. And I was a hothead, I'll say it again. I had a butcher knife at the fourth throat, I was gonna kill him. I wasn't even 12 years old. And I used to tell the story. And one day my dad heard me tell the story. He said, Ma, her name was Myra. He said, Ma, is you crazy? I said, why you say that? Your sister didn't have no butcher knife at that boy's throat. That was you. I had the knife. I had no memory of it. That means I gave up total control of my peace to my anger. It was so given up, I didn't even remember it. Immediately, because a girl always, let me tell you, brother, you got daughters, girls always want to please their fathers. That's how they learn to please a man. So if you shirking your little girl off, going over there, sit down, get some pencil and make, you want her to get pencil and call something, carry your butt over there and sit down beside her and show her how to do it. Because then when she pick a man, she gonna pick a man like that. You shove her off, she gonna pick a man like that.
Teach.
It's the pattern. What I said, I'm made in the image and likeness of a peace that nothing can disturb. You can't say that and don't live that. Allah is not to be played
At all.
You trust me on that. I was blown up in my apartment. Somebody put a bomb in my apartment. Somebody put a bomb in my apartment. I should be dead. According to a screen scanner that I took in my naturopathic doctor's office, she said, "You're supposed to be dead." I said, "Where you get that from?" She said, "It's right here. At 33 years old, something happened. Why you alive?" So I told her about the bomb. So what am I going to say happened? How did I get out of that? Because I made it in like peace that nothing can disturb. I was finished with the day tonight. I told myself. The thought said to me, drop to the floor. And I dropped to the floor. Why? What's on the floor? It's not a oxygen. You can breathe down here. You can't breathe right here. You're breathing in smoke. I hope none of you ever have to live it. But if you ever do, remember that. Go down. Because the smoke is up there. And I'm giving you little drop tidbits. And I'm hoping that they're hitting you somewhere in your mind and your heart and your spirit. Because we need to know. I'm so grateful to you and you for inviting me to come here. And I don't want to leave you with less than what you deserve. So we as African Americans, we as Muslims raised up in America, we as teachers of the future generations have to be a what? A living example.
Right.
A living example. When I was among the Rastafarians, they didn't give me a book. There was no book. They lived the words that we study. They lived it. And now, all you know about Rasta, they got nappy hair, smoke marijuana, and got plenty of money. You know who put that out there? I ain't got to tell you. I already know who put that out. Who put stuff out there about anybody? What's his name? Propaganda. The propaganda. That's who did it. So you can't what? You don't follow what's outside. Follow what's inside. This is the truth. That is made up. And more than likely made up lies. Now I know I ain't got everybody here to see what the boy named Donald Trump, DT, Delirium Trump. Donald Trump. Everybody has seen him. That picture. What was the first thought you had when you saw that picture?
I don't care.
You don't care. What thought you had?
It's gonna be a lot of memes.
The first thought I had was he looked like the devil.
Mm.
That was my first thought. I said that pose, he intentionally did that pose. What do you think he looked like? But Allah is revealing what he did. You have to have what? Those who have eyes, let your eyes see.
That's right.
Those who have ears, let your ears hear. Sisters and brothers born up in the United States of America, don't let these people slide through you like that. Everything they do, everything you see, I don't listen to it. But when I hear it, I hear it. You hear what I'm saying? Don't say, I don't be bothered with it. I mean, like, yeah, it bothers me too. It bothers you and you and you and you. All of it bothers you. How many white folks, white men, especially see you walking down the street with a beard? What you think he's gonna do? You don't think he's trembling in his shoe? But he ain't gonna look like that. My cousin is amazing. I had my little stuff on. And he said, do you know what that means?
Oh yeah, they are.
You think I have it on like this?
That's right.
See, I didn't go around and say, well, you stand on the square of Allah.
That's right.
I stand on the principle of Allah. Allah is all in all, so I'm all in all and all that there will ever be, because from me comes the next generation. And so therefore from my grandma and my mama and all the other grandmas came I and came all of you. Stop taking your grandparents and your elders and your ancestors for granted. I don't care if you don't like them. You're more, you're a Muslim. You're a Sufi. You cannot go around harboring those kind of energies inside of you. They will kill you.
Wow.
Yeah, they will kill you.
Yeah.
So don't do that. Go to your grandma, get on your knees and say, Grandma, thank you. She will say, what you thanking me for, boys? You crazy. And with you, I will. Honor them. It don't matter what they are. Alcoholic, drug addict. People tell me, well, my grandma, she was hooked on cocaine or other stuff.
Crack.
Heroin or something. What you say? Crack.
Yeah.
Hooked on crack. I said, so? She's gonna change the fact that she's a grandma.
That's right.
She got something to tell you.
That's right.
She usually gets hooked on crack.
Yes, ma'am.
People don't talk to alcoholics. I talk to all the alcoholics I find.
Yes,
Because I know why they drink. They're the most sweet people in the world. And they drink so they can bury their sweet. Because they get hurt from that, what people say about them and what they won't let them say. You understand what I'm saying? They were men, y'all brothers, sisters, brothers, they have guns pointed at you. Because they want us. You see it on TV. They want us to make them babies. They think they're making those, like Mama said this, he's incredibly funny. He said, when we have children with them, it makes them stronger. All right. I read this with my own eyes from the Rockefeller Foundation World Population Control Board document entitled The Destruction of the Black Race by the year 2000, written in 1955. That's why they funny. And it said, we will encourage Black females to go to college and get a higher education. We will put programs in the school. Now, everything I'm telling you, this is written in 55. Bear witness to it because you know it's happening right now. We will put programs in the school to encourage the girls, but not the boys, not the males. They can keep on playing basketball and football. That's what they say. But we will put drugs and guns in their community where the boys are, because, well, they say Black males. Because we know they want to take care of their family. Tell me they don't know. They know. So they give you the house. But it's not your house. And I know I'm talking to the choir, but y'all got to go back out here and teach these young men We got brothers right here in this nation, in all different. Y'all know, we got one, you know what I'm talking. And he at home now, and he was gonna come, but he can't come because he's confined to the state he's in. And he's got a problem with seizures. Are they giving him his medication? No. We sitting in here. How many of y'all go to the court and go to the courthouse and listen to them judges and them prosecutors and how they talk to them young black men? The sister said nobody in there was older than 28. So you want to know where our generations are? They're being wiped out, either mentally, physically, or spiritually. And whose job is it? Those of you who are rising up or who are just stop being angry. Anger is not the way a lot works. A lie is snake. A lie is lies. My grandson was born under the influence of capital. He always tried to stop. I love it because the more he tries it, the smarter I get. See, use the children for what they were born for. Even the book they call the Bible says in the last days, little child will reach. In the book Hosea 4:6, it said, my people are destroyed for what? Lack of faith. For what? I know y'all know. I told y'all. So, because you turn away from knowledge, you will be no priest unto me, and I will turn away from your children. And I said this to a bunch of people that are not even ashamed of anything. And I said, y'all won't think God is all merciful, all kind and all of that. But it just said in the book that you won't turn away from me, I'll turn away from your children. And what kind of love is that? That's this kind of love. If you stupid, your children will be stupid. You don't learn and get knowledge in your head, what are you going to teach your children? If you pray 5 times a day, 3 times a day, 7 times a day, 1 time a day, your children should be doing that too.
Yes,
So you're going to be living in a culture that your children don't. And then you wonder when they get to be older, they go to jail, they get mixed up in drugs. That these things ain't no accident. When Elijah Muhammad first came to teach in New York, you know what I'm talking about. How long I got? Should I be stopping about that? Y'all got to stop.
No.
He was talking about, he was the only one, and y'all better bear witness to this. He was the only one that went into got the drug addicts off the street. Nobody else want to have nothing to do with them. Not even talk to them. He got them drug addicts off that street. Put some knowledge in their head and put them on their back. I was living from down south. I never seen nothing like it. I wish I could do it. I saw that sister. She was, they were trapped. But she was standing like this. She was on the corner. She went, that woman went all the way down to the ground. She didn't stumble, stutter, nothing. I said, what is that? I went over there. I ain't never seen nothing like that. And then she came all the way back up. And she didn't pay me no mind because she really couldn't see me. She was strung out hard. And he really got people like that. He showed them how to live. We can do no less. We got them in our own families. Don't even act like you don't. We all got it. That white man, excuse me. That energy that calls itself right. And brother in South Africa said it had pink. But that energy that calls itself right, let me tell you, don't think you're going to be spotted. You're on risk. Hear what I said? Don't think you're going to be smarter than it. You're already smarter. You just got to apply. You got to ask Allah. Please guide my mind so that I will think right thoughts, so that I will do right action.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me be pleased unto you. My grandson, what we praying to? Why should we be praying? What are we praying to? So I said, see this up here? What's inside of it? He said, my brain. He said, you got more than one. He said, you already know. Oh, I didn't tell you. Every time he said they were 8 years old. You already know that. I never told him about it. So to your children, stop trying to be the one teaching them. Ask them questions. Make them dig into their psyche, into their old ancestral energy that they're carrying. Make them dig into the power of Allah that resides in them. Ask them questions. Make them talk to you. If you don't, that's all you're going to get. What I'm doing? On that phone. On the thing, yeah. On the internet. And don't be coming to me or any of these brothers around here talking about, I can't get my child off that thing. He just won't. Excuse me, I'm the mama. I'm the dad. If it wasn't for me, would not even be here. I'm the one. I'm the only God you know. See? You see that? Well, either you know that Allah resides in you as you are lying to yourself.
Come on, teach. That's wrong.
Yeah, I'm just trying to give y'all the magnetic heart that you need to speak truth to power and to speak truth in power. Be powerful. Love being powerful. I love power. When I went over there and touched him, I know I'm old enough to be a grandma, but it's still a woman.
It's wrong.
And I enjoyed their response. Oh, Joe said, you gotta have some there. I enjoyed their response to the energy because I knew immediately that they understood what was happening to them. And this is something we all should be doing, not just me. They'll show you how to do it. Heal people. People doing Reiki. Okay, I got nothing against Reiki, but you can do your own Reiki. You can do it to yourself, and then you can do it to your grandmama. She got aching knees. Say, grandma, let me massage. And you go over there. You just do that circle. You know the circle. What's in the middle of the circle? 7. And what is 7? What? I can't hear that.
Protection.
Protection and what else? What else?
Completion.
Power. 7 is the number for power. And although it's in a circle, it's not enclosed in the circle. It is the circle. And you are a circle. And all the Moors and all the Muslims and all the people who are working towards being obedient to that intelligence is in that circle. And the circle is wider and broader than any ocean. The circle is wider and broader than any air that we breathe. And we are to be that to one another. We are the air that we breathe. We are the love that we give. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, Joe. I say you understand what I'm saying. Okay. So I give thanks to you and thank you for inviting me into your home and sharing what I got to share. And on this is for them because I promised I was going to bring this. How many of you are over 42? Oh, well, then y'all know. How many of you are over 35? All right, so we're going to start right there. All the years before that, you're going to know if it's true or not. So if it's true, then you're going to know what's coming is true. Okay? This I call the 12 major tests of life from Yoruba people. Life is a series of very difficult tasks. From beginning to end, there are a series of oppositions and squaring off, which our ancient ancestors calculated would take place every, is that number again? 7 years. In order to prepare young people for the long, arduous journey through life, their parents and social leaders put them through some very stern discipline. So stop all that stuff of I'm gonna talk to him like he's just a baby. Ain't no baby, them old people. For they knew the trials and the outrages of life without giving up or attempting to disguise oneself from the taskmaster God through drugs, narcotics, or alcohol. Now, you're in America. There are people that sell alcohol tell you
Mhm.
that makes sense.
No.
There's rare people who tell you you shouldn't use drugs, chastise you, if you don't come to their doctor
And you get drugs. Exactly.
Come on, y'all gotta start looking at what's crazy and what ain't crazy. And
Exactly.
call a spade a spade.
Exactly.
Club a club, diamond a diamond, heart a heart. You know what I'm saying? And I can talk this because I've been through all of that. And I said no. Why? Because my grandma said, when you get older, baby, put God on trial. I said, huh? What you mean by put God on trial? She said, I said, you mean like try God? She said, you're trying God now. Because you don't know God. So you trying. I want you to understand that when you get older, you put God on trial. God said, you'll do this. God said, you'll do that. God said, because excuse me, God, asking you to be your thing. So when I got the tumor big as a grapefruit, I went to the doctor and the doctor told me what I had. And the doctor said he's gonna give me a surgery and take away all my stuff. That meant I would have never had my daughter. And I stood at the door and I did like this. You are a dead man. When he died, I did not care. Because I felt I'm a soldier for Allah.
Yeah, well, dude, yeah.
So that's what I mean by you gotta stand strong. Your wife, you got a wife, she go to the doctor, they tell her she gotta have surgery, she got cancer. She don't have this surgery, she gonna die. She have that surgery, she might die. We gonna all die. Anyway, or leave this form and get another form. So you wanna be knowledgeable enough so you can guide her to the right things that she could do to preserve this machine. It's just a machine. Y'all know more about your cars than you know about this thing, right? You know what to do for your pistons and your oil and your gas and all those things. You know. What do you know what to do for your heart? You know about hawthorn berries?
Yes, sir.
You know about garlic?
Yes, ma'am.
You know about all the, well, everybody in here who know about all that stuff, teach one, teach one.
Yes, ma'am.
Over here, they want you to do it, so you make money doing it and nobody else. My grandma knew how to do it. Her mama knew how to do it. These were things that were passed down from generation to generation. My grandfather knew how to do it. Your yard shouldn't be full of grass. Your backyard, specifically.
Yeah,
Everybody needs to go plant some herbs in the backyard, plant some vegetables in your backyard. You should never be talking about the food, put the stuff in the food, what we gonna eat. You're more. You should know more than the rest of the people know. You should practice. So, I'm serious, y'all, because we're living in, this ain't no precarious time. This is the last days time. And all y'all feel it. When I say it, that means it is. Because I never said when all of other people drink stuff. But I'm saying it because everybody's saying it. Everybody sees it. It's a message coming down from the heavens. So what you gonna do? Just run around talking about, oh, we living in the last day. No, we dying in the last day, unless you know how to live.
Come on, teach.
Because we're supposed to be separated. We're the separated ones. The set apart one. You've been set apart. So what you gonna do? What you gonna do, black man? As the last poet said, black people, what y'all gonna do? Well, the real black people, please stand up. None of us stood up, but we can't stand up. See, so you know what I'm talking about? The last poets joined. So they killed the last poets from out there here, and they put all these other crazy people out there. See, so anyway, back to the point. As you approach the age of 7, you began your first conscious test, the maternal test, during which for the next 7 years, your mother would begin to attempt with the assistance of your father,
dude, yeah,
train you to respond to what? To commands. You know about that? Woman tell a little kid, do something kids don't do, but daddy come and say, boy, come on, speak one more time. That's why we need our fathers in the home and these children, so they can know what the voice of God sound like. So you haven't just awakened to the fact that you could accept or reject commands. If you can consider them unpleasant, began to clash with your parents. If you succeeded in outsmarting your mother through guile, sneakiness, excuses, and lies, and you got your way more than she got hers, you failed it. See, I tell people when I had my daughter, my little boys come around, they got ice cream, and little girls be, oh, he won't give me that, he won't let me, he won't let me. You want what? Y'all be saying, boy, don't be selfish. Give the parents an ice cream. I say, boy, go there and sit down. Girl, you think you gonna grow up crying every time you want something? You
Teach.
that ain't how we do it. We don't do it like that.
Teach it.
Don't do it like that. So if you want something, go in there and get yourself together, come back out and ask for it. Don't go in there and be all moving because nobody won't let you have your way. That's not how life goes.
Islam.
So if you let your son go and give her his ice cream, don't say nothing to him when he be a little man dependent boy. He's a man, grow up. You want that girl 2 diamond ring, boy, what's wrong with you? Okay, you failed the first set. The paternal test began as you approached 14. Now we probably okay, whether you had a father or not, the taskmaster God tested you with your household work and chores and learning of a very basic nature. If the parents, teachers forced you to attend to your duties and classes, you passed the 7 years. You and they let you slide, you failed. And you were terribly unprepared for the third cycle, which is test of feelings. You didn't even learn how to be strong, how to make decisions, how to show it your mama and your daddy how good you can accomplish. Just lining up your shoes. And you think they're supposed to go out, well, what they going to do? Where that strength at? That's what you're supposed to have given them. Then nobody wrote no book for parenting. And if they did, I think what was his name? Dr. Spock. I ain't even going there because I'll be out on that subject. The self-test is the one when you approach 28. I'll read it. And begin to wonder just what you should do with your life. What y'all say when y'all be around that age? I'm just trying to get it. Hey, what you got?
28.
What you got? I'm just trying to get it. Anyway, you began to wonder just what you should do with your life. So people said, oh, there, I'm trying to find myself.
Now, why didn't
Those who have accepted the discipline of the previous stages will be able to apply themselves with method and character, whatever that course may be. The undisciplined will be impatient and give up. They will switch from too much concentration and devotion, or they will sham and deceive. They will become phonies or charlatans. And there we are. I got a great nephew. I love them all, but I don't, I don't play with them. Tell them what they are. That's what he is. When he was 2 years old, I was giving a girl a reading with the E. Jane book, and she couldn't even tell me what it meant. I said, Robert, what that mean? Ran the whole thing down. 3 years old. Y'all stop treating these old folks like they little baby. Challenge their mind. 3 years old. He told that girl what all of that stuff meant that I had told her that she didn't understand. See, challenge your children. Matter of fact, if I could, I would say homeschool the whole life.
Islam.
I homeschooled my daughter until she got 12 something. Then I sent her to the Muslim system. I wrote a report on it. So when she went down there to North Carolina to the high school, she had on her head. Don't be scared. I wrote a report. She had on her head. So now, I didn't give her the A's because she didn't deserve it. I gave her the A's, she deserved it. But she had to work for those A's. But at the same time, I want to put her in a public school and they're gonna put her back because she didn't go to regular school.
That's right. That's right.
That's what they like to do, you know. So I gave them a challenge they could not even overcome. They could do nothing. She's on A's, so she wants it. So then they gave her a test. And she passed it with flying colors. So what could they do? You know why homeschooling is good? Because them 4 hours that they waste in public school is not wasted at home.
That's right.
Wow.
That's right.
They get up in the morning, make their prayers, clean this up, make their prayer, eat a little something, drink clean water, sit down and get that work and do that work. My grandson, I thought that's all one. I used to say, well, I get your name. Talk about mother, talk about. But anyway, I talk. So I said, what's wrong with this boy? He can't even read and he's 6 years old.
Yeah, wow.
Five or six. And she said, he can read. That's what he don't. I said, read this. As what's that? So I said, something wrong. He should be reading. You know what happened the next day? I said, Lord, almost the word. I said, what? You can read. He said, I never said I could. I just didn't.
Oh.
I'm telling y'all all this because my grandson ain't no better than nobody else. I'm thinking that this is the pattern of the children, especially the children of today. Who you think you're giving birth to? Who you think you're bringing back onto this earth? Look at all the knowledge that you have. You've been prepared for the children that you're bringing into the world. Your children way ahead of where you were when you was 4 and 5. I'm just saying. As you approach 35, y'all get for 35. The great taskmaster God will test you in the profession you have been working on or jamming it for the past 7 years. If you survive the obstacles now rising in your path, you will have proven your worth to yourself, to your colleagues. This is a critical test since it is an assessment of your work and personal development. Many people have to make up their mind whether to forge ahead from this point or change directions altogether. You go to jail from the time you're 14 till you're 35, 40. What you don't have, what you got, what you prepared to go to jail. And let me say this too. I know that I'm not superstitious, but I'm this. I know energy. And you do too. You walk into a house and you say, So what you think? You think that energy just disappeared? These children, a policeman told me this over 40 years ago. He said, sister, in the days to come, the children are going to be born from their mothers. The mothers will be met at the opening of their womb with demonic spirits that will attach themselves to the brainstem of the child. And when that child hits puberty and the hormones kick in, that spirit, that demonic spirit feeds off the hormone. And you're going to look and say, who is that child? I ain't ready to go, wait, who are you? You ain't going to recognize your own child. So you ain't just, this is spiritual warfare. You can read and study, get all that knowledge in your head, but you better learn how to apply it. Allah is the author of everything. I was in a church and had an old folk, we have on Wednesday night for the old people. Well, it's in the daytime, they want to see out. So the preacher asked a question, is God the author of confusion? Everybody said, no. Take it. It got to me. That's the old one. Sister, y'all, you didn't answer. I said, but I don't want to do anything. God is the author of confusion. What? Who made Satan?
Ooh.
Why do you think God would allow that to manifest? That need to manifest for you to run to God. It didn't manifest for you to challenge. You gonna challenge Satan? Come on, man. You gonna challenge evil? You will love it when you challenge it. That's how it attaches itself to you. Because look at evil and lamb. So you gonna you think you can get it. One time I said, well, Allah, I'm ready for the man of my dreams. Because even the devil can't challenge me.
Yeah.
I want to say stuff like that.
Mm.
I didn't say, God got a wisdom skill. So you tell Allah, the devil can't get you. Allah just make a thing. That was what you got to do. Stay humble.
Hello?
Thanks. Thank Allah for the power and the knowledge.
Okay.
You to overcome evil
Yeah.
when it comes to your head. Give you the sight to see it and recognize it when you see it. And know it. And women, Muslim brother told me when I was in college. And I said, Dad, you know what I want to say? That Shaitan has a way of embodying the women much more than male, because the women got 9 openings.
Yep.
You knew what I was going to say. That's that. Now, is that true? Well, I was washing dishes one night in New York, and my mind was singing this song. And my grandmama, she said, "An idle mind is the devil's workshop." I said, I got it. I know what that means. What that brother told me back in college. I know what that means. Don't be sitting around thinking about crazy things. Don't be sitting around letting them crazy thoughts come in your mind. Don't let people put doubt in your head. You know, I was in a polygamous relationship, and I'm glad I was, because I learned what was my business, what wasn't my business. Yes, I did. Because before I was in a polygamous relationship, I thought his business was my business. But that ain't my business. My business is the profession of myself. His business is the profession of himself. And if he chooses to go out and do that, and they're gonna come back and lie about it because he ain't got the strength, the spiritual strength to tell the truth about it and challenge me to receive it in a mild kind of way, something ain't right. I had to be the one to say that. I said, don't lie to me, because I don't want to be responsible for you dying in hell because you lied to protect me. You can't protect me by lying. You can't protect me by telling the truth and challenge me to be strong in it. I'm just saying. That's me. This is who you got. This is Mama Ayaba. Sorry to have my aunt. I'm Elizabeth Brown. That's me. And I love myself. That was a time when I did not know. Criticize myself because I did not realize I was criticizing God. I'm telling no lie. You ain't make me perfect. How you gonna judge yourself? Come on, man. Give thanks for what you got, because you could have had less. Last thing. Now this is the heavy one. All the rest was heavy too, though. I'm saying this because y'all in this age, and y'all can see what it's like. By the time you reach 42 years, the test will arrive, which proves whether at 35 you judge yourself honestly or wisely. For by this time, you should be well integrated into the institutions of your culture. For the obstacles and tests will arise in your culture. And that's why I'm saying all this stuff to you now. You being tested. You really Islam, you really Moor, you really Muslim. Then don't come up to me telling me and crying to me about, I can't do this. I tried. I said, wait a minute, what do Allah want about me? Who you calling up? I'm glad to be talking to y'all. But when I talk to regular people, maladjustment to your to the obstacles or failure to understand or respect them can produce direct opposition, which can wreck your life and leave you in a state of bewilderment. Harmonious interpretation, on the other hand, can raise you to speculate or raise you to spectacular success if you are willing to put forth effort. Raise you to spectacular success if what?
You're willing to put effort.
What?
You're willing to put in effort.
That's so weak.
You're willing to put in effort.
Wow.
Willing to put in effort.
Hey. I love y'all. Thank you. I'm gonna leave this with you. And, come back anytime I live wherever I am.
Wow.
Thank you. Sorry, just so long. Oh, and last but not least, I am a womb man. I'm the one who brings the man on the planet.
Come on.
So you just gotta give me.
Amen.
That's right.
Islam.
When a woman come into your life, give her respect and
Yes.
be humble. Should be humble. That's right.
Islam.
That's right.
Always a blessing to hear her speak. Always a blessing to hear mother speak. Islam.
Islam.
Part wisdom. This next spirit, like, it's amazing, brother. You don't even need an introduction, but I want to get people who may not know it in piece of it. For about 11 years, I was watching on YouTube. Only to find out my brother was watching it too. I just found that out in 2022. He was watching it. Bookstore, sitting on the floor with orange and red. I was like, man, who is this guy? So I was on the path learning from some sheikhs within the Moorish Science Temple. Sharing.
I'm trying to shirt there.
But it was something that this brother said that made the connection over here. And also helped me to see the connection over here. And I called my brother. So I had ordered this piece right here. It came in the mail that same day. I said, man, I'm gonna contact you. Just so happened I watched the video and it said, well, you can reach out to me at my email. And I was like, hold on, I was trying to catch the email. Caught the email. Oh, Karen. You almost said it at the same time. But you see that I saw this video on YouTube. This is why I found out that he was watching YouTube. So that day we got on the call. I already had it in my mind to sit with you and learn from you on that day on the call. And so to hear that you had journeyed through the Moorish Science Temple of America was amazing because you follow a teacher, follow someone who's giving you some guidance, support that you know where that person has been at. And so what increased my love for Cheikh is his ability, his humble spirit, his humble soul, and his ability to teach so that I can understand. I never forget, I took my inspiration back to being said just like this. And the brother came in with some beads, Brother Brown here came in with some beads. I had beads right there, I one. And he had told me he had took Bay out underneath the truck in Norfolk with you. And I thought that was fine. That's the brother right there.
Oh, he got a beard now.
He got a beard.
Islam. What?
So
That was
I'm a firm believer of science and symbolism. Using that quite some time. Every time I get around you, it's always a sign, it's always a symbol, it's always something. Like the brother was in Denver getting a haircut. And just to find out that his cousin is here. His cousin left by the way. His cousin is here, and he was going to the same place where his cousin sent him to. It's always something weird, even though we know that there's no strange hatch.
Wow.
You are an amazing brother, and I feel. And then you gave me the picture of the prophet shaking off the bomb. That really was fine. And right
Wait,
on time.
the brother who made that picture is right there.
Brother Sheikh Lovell.
Yeah. He put that in the picture.
Beautiful picture.
I'm like, I'm sending that to everybody.
And I've met some amazing people through you, Sheikh.
Mm.
Great people that I'm still in contact with. I had heard of this brother, love him, years ago, only to reunite with him again. So that was amazing. But Sheikh, every practice that you give, you always hear. Very next day, I can't do it. I never forget my wife was listening to us say to conversation, a bill on Sunday at 11 o'clock. And she said, that guy sounds familiar. And what she was saying was, when I was doing my zikr and I was doing my word, the butterfly, I have a habit of sound like my teachers. And so she said she heard me sound like you. And so when I know it's personal between me and my teacher, when I sound like them, I begin to touch, I begin to speak, I sound like my teacher. Done so with the Supreme Branch. I can't sound like my brother. I can't sound like him. I just want to know that, brother, I thank you for so many of the practices that you've given me. I don't know how many people have come into my presence, and I'm able to describe them practices that you've given me, that you told me was going to work, and they have had a positive outcome at the time. So we are very glad to have you here, present. So without further ado, I don't go too much longer. I'd like to bring up Sheikh Sufi.
Wow.
All right. To the chair.
Who got that prayer rug I brought? True life story. I was invited to speak in a youth prison in the Boogie Down Bronx a couple years ago. And they warned me, they said, now these people in here are criminals. We may have to escort you out. They may throw a chair at you. They may curse you out. But we want you to know these people in this facility are criminals. They was young Asiatic brothers. I went into the facility dressed in all white and did this. The so-called inmates were sitting in chairs. I walked in the facility, didn't say nothing, sat on the ground in front of them brothers. Guess what they did? They got out their chairs and sat on the ground with me. The guards was looking like, who this nigga? We can't get the right name on the paper. He come in here and sit down on the floor. Allah is my witness, they got on the floor and sat with me. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله وهو العلي اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أغلق وخاتم لما سبق الناصر الحق بالحق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله حق قدره والمقدار العظيم الفاتحة بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين A'udhu billahi bismillahi Allahu la ilaha illallah al-hayyul qayyum la ta'khudhuhu sinatun wa la nawm lahu ma fi samawati wa ma fil ardi man alladhi yashfa'u illa bi'idhnihi ya'lamu ma bayna aydihim wa ma khalfahum wa la yuhituna bi shay'in min ilmihi illa bima sha'a wasi'a kursiyyu samawati wal ardi wa la ya'uduhu hifdhuhuma wa huwa al-'aliyyul 'azim. Time never existed when man was not. That's a whole lecture. Time never existed when you did not exist. The best question you can ask yourself is, who am I? If our beloved Noble Drew Ali said that time never existed when man and woman did not exist, that means you are an eternal being. Eternal. And we're not talking about the physical form. That which is your eternal aspect is what our beloved Noble Drew Ali called the higher self in man, which is Allah. That higher self being Allah is eternal. Having no birth record, no death, traveling from Allah to Allah, traveling in the form of light. The closest place to meet Allah is where? If you point to yourself, where do you point? Innately. You point here because you're pointing to that light of Allah that is your higher self. That's who you are. It doesn't matter if you become a doctor, a lawyer, a teacher, or a garbage man. You came here to become Allah. That's it. You didn't come here to. Can you imagine you came from the being who created the sun, moon, stars, galaxies, universes? This being is right here. Right there. That being that sent Krishna, Buddha, Jesus, Muhammad, Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Noble Drew Ali, that being on the prophets is sitting in this chair right here. Can you imagine that? That being who says in the Holy Quran of Mecca, who Allahu Ahad, say Allah is one. The translators are not translating that one sentence correctly, but that one sentence in Arabic, if you understand the true essence of it, it will unlock the mysteries of this place called a universe. What does the prefix uni mean? universe is the versatile manifestations of that one being Allah. Kul Allah Ahad, they say he, Allah is one, but that word who, come on, chant this with me 7 times. Deep breath. That who is who you are. Who am I? The answer's in the question who. They had the nerve, the audacity to say we were who man beings. You should have told me that. I got a 3rd grade education and I can say, well, ain't Allah named in Arabic who? Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me put some Arabic in it. If Allah's name is who, and each one of us is a who man being, then man meaning mind and consciousness, the who man being is that being Allah existing consciously as you. If you don't get tonight, we are who man beings. Allah being man, Allah being woman. So when we say kul who, Allah who ahad, so you mean to tell me Allah is a bad being. Allah is so powerful. They say we're gonna take away. If you see them speaking in language, cut their hand off. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That name is existing in nature. Why do you think they call it the wise owl? The owl is so wise because he's chanting the name of Allah. It ain't rocket science. They couldn't take that name from us. Who means the being that has existence. It's genderless. So we change Kul hu Allahu ahad, say he, Allah is one, to say that that being that exists is one. That being ahad, one, does not include a number 2. This is the problem we have. In English, we think, oh, 1, 2, 3. When Allah say, I'm one, Allah is saying this being, the universe is one being manifesting in multiple forms. If you shine a light through a prism, one light go through a prism, come out with, don't tell me Noble Drawley and put the 7 on there again. 7 light rays from one light. We in the West have the possibility to put the body of Osiris, Osar, back together again for resurrection of the divinity of Allah within yourself. There ain't no mystery God in the fucking sky. The worst thing you can tell somebody is that Allah is in the sky somewhere. Rob you of your power. I've been in Africa a little too long. Don't give me a chance to speak to the Asiatics. I'll lose it in this. I almost said something they say in the street. Let me calm down. But Allah is looking for herself. Let's get out of this European idea that God is some white man in the sky with a beard sitting in a chair.
Right.
I will purposely say Allah, she, Allah, her, Allah, she, Allah, her, to get rid of that European idea that Allah is some white man in the sky. Because whether you know it or not, the first being worshipped on the planet was the black woman. The first God on the earth was her. When we didn't have prophets with books, as soon as a human being came from her, they said, she God. We came from her. Before any prophets came, the woman was the first being worshipped. Muslims don't like to hear that. Oh, what are you talking about, the divine feminine? We didn't get that teaching in the mosque. No, you didn't get that in the mosque because most of the Muslims don't have Islam. Most of the Muslims don't have Islam. I met a cab driver from Egypt. I'm riding in this cab. He found out I'm Muslim, give him Islam. He said, brother, I'm from Egypt. He said, I ain't seen no Islam till I came to America. He said people in his country making salat with a TV right here like this. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. He literally said that. Ain't no Islam in them Arab countries. 0. You might as well say, ain't no Christianity in America. 0. How many of these people claiming to be Christians, it's like Jesus? It's Christ-like. Our beloved Noble Drawley brought what we call the divine national movement.
Sure.
It's 2 parts to this temple. The divine national movement. Moors will go to the courtroom and put a lien on the judge. They got so much for the Black Law Dictionary. But can't say Bismillah Rahman Rahim in Arabic. Come on, Moors. Come on, Moors. They're trying to say this is to propagate the faith of Muhammad in America. The faith of Muhammad is Islam. We have more than enough nationality in our temples. The only thing we need is divine science. Where you gonna get the divine science from? Noble Ali probably left a hint on the charter. Probably gonna come from joining hands with some people that got the divine side. I'll be the first one to say it on my mama's grave. Noble Drew Ali was a Sufi.
Islam. Islam.
Actual facts. As soon as Noble Drew Ali come and say Allah and man are one, you ain't gonna find that in no Sunni Islam. You ain't gonna find that in no other. Ask Sheikh Google, Sheikh Yahoo. Some of y'all Sheikh is the internet. That's a damn shame. Sheikh Google and Sheikh Yahoo got a lot of followers, boy. Sheikh YouTube is the third one. A lot of followers. Man, look, I done watched all these videos. I think I'm ready to teach now. Man, I've been researching on the internet magic for 20 years. Call a jinn in the house, he kill your mama and your kids. You don't know how to work with no jinn from the internet. Come on. Better be. In West Africa, we say, sit with somebody who sat with somebody.
Islam.
Our tradition is like a griot tradition from mouth to ear. It's certain teachings that I have, I can't even say on the internet. It's that secret. Moors, we got enough nationality. We got to get some spiritual science.
Islam.
That spiritual science comes by sitting with somebody who sat with a master who taught them the exact path. The book of lies, I mean, the Bible say, Elijah Muhammad said, that book is the poison book. He said it's more poison in it than a rattlesnake. He said, if you go in that book, you better have some knowledge.
Islam.
But in that book, it say, in the beginning was the Word. The Word was with God. The Word was Allah. And the Word did what? What the Word do? That is one of the highest teachings in the universe. The word Allah became what?
Yes.
Became you. So in the Sufi orders, we say the name Allah until you become what you're saying. Let me see those beats for a minute, brother. This is the highest science on the earth. Allah said in the Holy Quran, Zikr-lahu Akbar. The Holy Quran of Mecca say, saying the name of Allah is the greatest thing you can do.
Islam.
This is your key out of the matrix.
Islam.
This is your key out of the matrix. Because if you say confined to the matrix, no. I want to say the Holy Quran, the root of a good word is in the heavens. Anytime you say in ancient Kemet, they called this cacao. Magic, incantation, words of power. Somebody say, I'll put a spell on you. Spelling is words. This is what we need to learn as Moors. How do we call on the names of Allah until we become what we are saying? One thing I love about Sufism, we never tried to say that there was Allah outside of what's in here. Prophet Muhammad, Islam, he said, Allah don't fit in the heavens of the earth, but Allah fit in the hearts of those who believe in Allah. Exact same thing that would do Ali say. Close place to be to Allah.
You know?
How do we go in the heart? Should be the next question. Did anybody in the temple ever ask, wait, don't do Ali say, close place to me to Allah in the heart? How do I go? But that if I'm thirsty and the water's in the refrigerator, I'm gonna open the refrigerator, take the water out. Did anybody in here ever ask the question, how do I go into my heart to meet Allah? Don't that sound like a pretty intelligent question? We was taught in the church, heaven is, one of the names of heaven is the hereafter. What is here? Did you ever think about that? Why is one of the names of heaven hereafter? Because heaven can be here after what? Heaven is here after you connect with Allah through purifying your heart. In Arabic, we call that Astag-fir-ullah. If you didn't learn any Arabic words, write this down. Astag-fir-ullah is the science of purifying your soul. Noble Drew Ali laid it out clearly. I will fight enemies on the physical plane. When I defeat the enemies on the physical plane, I'll go on the plane of soul and fight enemies on the plane of soul. When I defeat the enemies on the plane of soul, I go on the spirit plane. When I defeat the enemies on the spirit plane. Man and Allah are one. But he spoke of fighting enemies. In the Sufi path, we learn the names of these enemies and how to fight them. Hurry up and buy. Hurry up and buy. Go to a website. I teach you everything, $9.95. Don't be going on the internet. I know a guy, he paid some money to a sheikh on the internet, messed his whole life up, damn near end up in a mental hospital thinking he gonna get some talismans and jinn control from something he paid for on the internet. The closest place to meet Allah is the heart. Our beloved Prophet Muhammad Islam gave us the key on how to go into the heart. Our Nabi Rasool, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin bi'adadi anfasu matlukati, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin bi'adadi ash'aru mawjudati, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin bi'adadi harufi lo'i da'wati, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin bi'adadi al-bidayati wa nihayati min al-mawdumi mawjudi la bati la badi, wa sallallahu ala khairul khalqihi Muhammad wa alihi ajma'in. This Muhammad said, the polish of your heart is la ilaha illallah. Could it be the 7 on the circle, 7 is for how many syllables? La ilaha illallah. Exactly 7. Hold up, man. Did you say the polish for my heart is la ilaha illallah, and that la ilaha illallah got 7 syllables, and it's 4 gates on it. It's 4, how many chambers in the heart? How many gates on my symbol? 4. Lord, Jesus, Krishna, Buddha, and Muhammad. I like to call them all. People say, oh, Lord Jesus. I say, Lord Jesus, Krishna, Buddha, and Muhammad. We have in our temple coded in. If I give a lecture on these things, on this title, so you don't want to hear it. You don't want to. You don't want to hear that. We have to look at what Noble Ali gave us with the eyes of the Sufi path, and we will see that it's right there in our faces. He came in the 1920s. Of course, he put everything in English. But where was he studying at? Huh? You think he didn't give some words of power in Arabic while he was over there in ancient? If you think all they gave him, you think he went all the way to the temples in Kemet to get some prayers in English? You out your rabbit mind. The prayers over there are in Arabic. If you want to be like Noble Ali, you should be learning some. It ain't deep, man. It ain't even that deep. He wasn't over there in the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful. All praises due to Allah, the beneficent, merciful, master of the day. He was over there, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Alhamdulillah ar-Rahim, Maliki yawmiddin. If he came here today, you don't tell him what he would pull out of his pocket. But in the days of church, they ain't never heard of no Allah, they never heard of no Muhammad, they never heard of no Quran. He had to put it in a language that we could grasp back then. But if he came in here today, he might have came in here today, but if he came in here today, he would be teaching the Moors the divine side. Because by connecting with that being Allah through purification of the heart and the soul, you regain your original state before the fall. And don't make me scream, shut the fuck! Excuse me. So we have 2 more days to go into the sciences. If you come here tomorrow without a notebook, I'm gonna ask the Moors at the door, don't let them in. If you come here tomorrow without a piece of paper to write down what I'm gonna give you tomorrow, I'm gonna say, Moors, don't let them in. They're not serious.
That's fine.
We're gonna do some chanting tonight. What I want to give you tomorrow is a diagram of the 7 levels of your soul. What are the 7 qualities of your soul? Because I know you got soul. If you didn't, you wouldn't be in here. You know everything, what Sheikh Ayaba Bay say. You know everything about your car. You know everything about your business. You know everything about your outer image. But do you know about your soul? What are the qualities of this soul? That when this soul leaves the body, they're going to put this physical thing in the ground, but the soul gonna still be living. You might want to find out about that, because Noble Ali said you're gonna have to fight on the physical plane, defeat these enemies. Then he said you're gonna have to fight on the soul plane. Did you ever try to figure out? Well, Wayne Brothers had a movie called The Soul Plane, but he wasn't talking about that soul plane. Because we're going to that tomorrow, but today, to polish your heart, we all need to take this La ilaha illallah first. So write it down. La ilaha. Oh, La ilaha. How many people study the chakras? How many chakras is the main chakras?
7.
La, bottom chakra. E, sexual organs. La, stomach. Ha, heart. Il, throat chakra. Ah, third eye. La, crown chakra. When you're chanting La ilaha illallah, it's purifying your 7 chakras, giving you alignment with the divine. Some of my friends, the Bible and synagogue, they say the beginning of the path is to chant La ilaha illallah, and the end of the path is to chant La ilaha illallah. You can get everything in the universe just from La ilaha illallah. Don't mess around and put Muhammad Rasulullah with some prayers on the prophet that we're going to get into tomorrow. One thing I like about the Sufi path is I told myself, I went to synagogue the first time in 1996. I've been traveling to synagogue for over 27 years, studying with masters. But what I wanted to know, will this Sufi science from West Africa work in the hood with the niggas? Excuse my language. Will this science work with somebody who's smoking a blunt? Will this purify somebody who just put down the 40 ounce? It's easy to be a Muslim in Africa. 95, 97% of the people in the country I was in are Sufi Muslims. Can I be a Sufi Muslim in Walmart? This is a good question. Can I be a Sufi Muslim at the gas station where I know he's selling weed on the corner? I know he's selling it. Can I still, will this science work? I'm here to tell you, if you take this Sufism to the moon, it'll work. Because it's a science that can be reproduced. How many people study, what's that, the scientific method? It has to be something that can be reproduced over and over again for it to be science. This science of purifying your soul, when you learn it, it can be reproduced in anybody you teach it to. I told myself, I got 2 daughters. I said, before I had children, I said, look, if you cannot teach your children how to reach Allah, your whole life is wasted. You're going to bring children here and can't teach them how to get back to where they came from, they're going to be lost. That's what I said to myself. I'm not going to say I became a Sufi master from ego, but I was like, I'm not bringing no children here and I can't teach them how to reach Allah where they came from. I'm not doing that. I want to break this cycle. So we're gonna chant la ilaha illallah 100 times. Now I want to ask y'all to do something you might not be used to doing. But can we move these chairs back and sit in a circle? Because Prophet Muhammad said, when you see the circles of zikr, join them. He didn't say, when you see the square, join them. He said, when you see a circle, wait a minute, don't we got a circle 7? It ain't called a square 7. Walk around here with a square. We got the square 7. Wouldn't that be the circle 7? Okay. Oh man. I'm so sorry. Yeah, why not? Who that? Sheikh Ibrahim and Sheikh Salla, can y'all come sit up here? Sheikh Mustafa, can you come up here?
One of these
I
numbers here.
made my intention. I told myself, I'm not going to be the only one in the West teaching this science. One thing I know is that a master is not a master until they can produce other masters. Remember that. A master is not a master until they can produce other masters. Everybody's seen the Kung Fu Shaolin movies. The master got a secret style that he ain't giving to nobody until he about ready to die. He gonna give this man just he gonna make another master before he dies. The Honorable Marcus Garvey said, I looked for the Black nationalists in our communities. I couldn't find them, so I decided to make them. My goal is to produce other Sufi masters who can carry this lineage. I'm not gonna wait till I'm 95 and give somebody the prayer. No. Yeah, they don't give it to nobody. The brothers we're teaching are on their way to mastery. This science is our original science for what we call the realization of Allah as yourself. When we chant La ilaha illallah, the beloved Prophet Muhammad, peace upon him, he said, there's 70,000 veils of light between you and Allah. Did he say light? If there's 70,000 veils of light between you and Allah, the only thing that could travel through light is light. So you have to have some practices for the accumulation of light. This path is a path of nur ala nur, light upon light. When you start to chant La ilaha illallah, you are chanting words of light. Imagine if you could take a 16 ounce bottle of light, not Bud Light, but light of Allah and drink it. Would you drink some light for your being?
Wow.
Every time you say la ilaha illallah, it's like drinking light. Because Allah who nuru samawati wal ard, Allah is the light of the heavens and the earth. Nothing is like Allah, but the closest thing in this universe to Allah is light. La ilaha means there is none worthy of worship. Illallah means Allah is the only one worthy of worship. No, la ilaha, there's no being worthy of worship. Illallah means except for Allah. Allah is the only one worthy of worship is the exoteric outer meaning of la ilaha illallah. The inner meaning of la ilaha illallah is Allah is the only reality. Allah is the only reality. One of the Sufi masters, Ibn Arabi, he says some far out stuff. He gonna say Allah sent Allah to Allah. Wait. How you gonna say Allah? What do you say? Allah sent himself to himself with himself. Thank you, Sheikh Muhammad. Allah sent himself to himself with himself. Allah, the being of the universe, sent himself, who was the prophet, with himself, the Holy Quran, to himself, you, your soul. 70,000 bells of light. These bells of light are clouding the heart. When you say la ilaha illallah, you're polishing your heart so that that light that is there will not be covered. The light of Allah is already manifesting through you, but you have to it's like the heart is the window between worlds. You got drapes covering the windows, you can't see outside. You move the drapes back, you can see outside. You got darkness covering your heart, the light of Allah is not manifesting. You do the practices the Sufi's giving you, it's gonna pull the curtains back, Jack. It's a science. So we're gonna chant this La ilaha illallah 10,000 times. Yeah, hold on. Go sleep till, bro. He said, hold on. He said, what'd you say? Deliver pizzas tonight, bro. What you talking about?
Right.
But I know people in Africa who recite La ilaha illallah 12,000 times every night. They ain't got nothing else to do. They ain't got nothing else to do. Ain't got no Wi-Fi. I've been places where there ain't no Wi-Fi. But you got a better connection. So we're gonna chant La ilaha illallah. We're gonna open with our Fatiha. And then we do one Salatul Fatih. Because common sense that hip hop is real is something you can feel. This Islam should be something you can feel. When I'm not even gonna say it. Al-Fatiha. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Ar-Rahman. Malik. Iyyaka Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alayhim. Ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammad Welcome to be my sabaka. Happy, well, happy, what kind? Stratigram Mustaki. Well, I thought God would be kind. Line,
La ilaha illallah. 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 La ilaha
Sallallahu Allah Muhammad. Try this one. Sallallahu Allah Muhammad means prayers be upon Muhammad. Sallallahu Allah Muhammad. Sallallahu ala Muhammad. Sallallahu 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 ala Muhammad. Sallallahu 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 ala Muhammad. Sallallahu Muhammad. Sallallahu 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 ala Muhammad. Sallallahu ala Muhammad. Sallallahu ala Muhammad. Sallallahu ala Muhammad. Sallallahu ala Sallallahu ala
Salla, lahu, Salla, Salla, lahu, Salla, 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 Inna Allaha wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima. Surely Allah and the angels send prayers upon Muhammad. Oh, you who believe, send prayers upon the Prophet in abundance. The last one for tonight actually should be the first one. And the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. The first step on the Sufi path is a word called Tawbah. Can you say Tawbah?
Tawbah.
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 Tawbah means outwardly to repent from anything wrong we have done. Allahu Ghafur Rahim, Allah is all forgiving and merciful. Allah is the often forgiving. Do you know that this being Allah loved to forgive so much that Prophet Muhammad said that Allah said, if there was no one on earth doing sins, Allah said, I would create people who would sin so I could exercise my right to forgive. Whoa! Allah loved forgiveness so much. If all of us became saints, Allah would bring some people to do sins so Allah can exercise his right to forgive. Shame on the who tried to run on the. Some of the Muslims is running game on people. Oh, brother, y'all all going to hell. You know, it's very difficult for a Muslim to go to hell. Can you imagine that? You gotta be some type of Jeffrey Dahmer for Allah to say, I'm gonna burn your monkey ass. Allah's forgiveness is greater than any sin that you think you did. Prophet Moses killed somebody, and he's still a prophet. One of the tricks of the shaitan is to make you think Allah won't forgive you for something you did. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. That's a mind game. Oh man, you done did this. I ain't gonna forgive you. Keep on doing it. That ain't the being. I'm not worshiping no being like that. I'm not worshiping no NWA. I mean, somebody with an attitude. I'm not worshiping that being. Allah loves to forgive us. I don't care what. Don't ever think I did this, Allah ain't gonna forgive me. That's some bullish. Allah love to forgive you. One day a lady was with, came to the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam. She was holding her baby. And there was a fire pit burning. They ain't had no central air back then. The lady came to the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam holding the baby and asked the Prophet, said, oh Muhammad, I'm scared when I die, I'll go to hell. Muhammad asked the lady, would you put your baby in this fire? She said, oh, Muhammad, what's wrong with you? Muhammad said, you wouldn't put your baby in this fire? No, I love my baby. I would never put my baby in this fire. Muhammad told the lady, Allah loves you more than you love the baby. This being we worshiping is Ghafur Rahim Tawabu Afu. So the first step is what we call tawbah, to ask Allah to forgive us for anything we might have done in the past. We all make mistakes. I said a few curse words in Noble Drew Ali's temple. I need to say, Allah, forgive me for that. This is a holy place. But this word tawbah, not only does it mean forgive me, Allah, but tawbah also means to turn your heart to God. Ooh, that's sweet. You mean it's a way I can turn my heart toward Allah? Not toward my new Timbs, nigga. Wait, I got these new Tim boy. I'm shooting. If you step on my Tim, it's gonna be on. Don't step on my clocks, Rastafari. Selassie I the first, I will bust a cap in you. You step on my new Clarks. That person's heart is going toward material objects. Boy, another brother bump into my car, I'm gonna kill me. That person's heart is in their car. It's okay to have material objects, but don't let the material objects get into your heart. The Sufis say, if I have Allah in my heart, I'll have everything in my hand. But if I have the world in my heart, I'll have nothing in my hand. We need to meet Allah in the heart by turning the heart from the attraction to the outer matrix, turning the heart to Allah. To do this, we say Astag-fir-ullah. Have you ever heard these words before? Well, yeah. You heard Astag-fir-ullah before? Where did you hear that at, brother? You ain't heard Cheikh Sufi before? His mom. Islam. Let me get some blessings on you. Because we need this. Listen, I got some words of power that'll whoop a judge's ass. You talking about you want to go in there and do some paperwork on the judge? I'm gonna do this on him, which is more powerful than any paperwork you can file on the judge. I went to court for some bull-ish. In front of the judge, in front of the court and everything, the judge looked at me and said, "You're not going to jail, sir. We just have to do this process." The white lady, the judge told me, "You're not going to jail, sir. We just have to go through this." What would you say that? Their ass with this. Before I went in there. I was shocked that she said that. "You're not going to jail, sir. We just have to have this." I know the police officers, the people in the court were like, "Who this nigga?" We ain't never heard the judge say that to nobody. Even I was surprised. This ain't working. This ain't working. So we try Astag-fir-ullah. Try Astag-fir-ullah.
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 Means I'm asking you, the being Allah, who say you love to forgive me for anything. But when you're saying, this man just came in here and told me how I can turn my heart to Allah. We ain't coming back. When you say Astag-fir-ullah, you're taking, your heart was good, man. I want that new Benz, Astag-fir-ullah. I want Allah. Man, I want this raise at my job, Astag-fir-ullah. I want Allah. Even the Bible says, seek first Allah and everything else to be added. If Allah say I'm the owner of the heavens and the earth, what happened? This man owned the shop. You ain't gonna give me some tips for free, man? Allah, the owner of the universe. What you think gonna happen, brother, if you get close to the owner of the universe? You think he can't give you some of these crumbs? The sheikhs I know in West Africa, cash rules everything around me. I know sheikhs that don't leave the house, got more money, money just like somebody come throw money through the window. Bismillah, sheikh, take this. Y'all been to synagogue, you see some of them sheikhs over there in West Africa? They ain't went nowhere, ain't got no job, got 3 wives, 4 houses, cars, and they never had a job. Man, when I first went to synagogue, I was like, I gotta figure this shit out. I'm like, how this man right here, he look like me, he ain't got no job, but he got more money than me, and I got a master's degree from a university. I was like, shook, ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. I was like, it took me some years to figure this thing out. I'm like, he ain't got no job. He got 3 wives and more money than me, and I'm gonna go back to America in 2 months and go back to work. So I was like, oh. He is friends with the owner of the universe. This is what we call a wali. You
how you can become Allah's friend? Brother, if you got a best friend, he asks you, can you loan me $5? What you gonna tell your best friend?
Listen.
Bro, I got you. What happened, sister? If you become Allah's friend, what's your life gonna be? Everything is my friend. Like, man, my man balling now, man. He moving keys. He got money. Nigga got 5 cars. He gonna loan me one of his cars. I'm gonna get me some girls too. That's a drug dealer. What about Allah? What if you get cool with Allah? Man, I'm hanging out with God. I'm hanging out with Allah. You think you're gonna be missing anything? Hold on, he's like, this guy making some sense. I might try to get close to Allah. Because Allah on everything. So we're gonna say Astag-fir-ullah. If you write these practices down, if you don't learn nothing else from Cheikh Sufi Ba, every day in the morning, you say Astag-fir-ullah 100 times. This ain't no necklace, man. This ain't no necklace. This is a weapon to destroy your lower self. If you say every morning 100 Astag-fir-ullah, followed by 100 Salla, lahu Muhammad, followed by 100 lahu. If you did that for a week, if you just did that, you ain't even learn, you ain't gotta learn no Arabic. If you just did these 3 things, 100 Astag-fir-ullah, oh Allah, forgive me for everything I did. 100 Sallallahu Muhammad, oh Allah, bless the Prophet Muhammad. 100 la ilaha illallah, Allah, you're the only thing in existence. If you just took that one practice and did that every day for 7 days, you will never stop. Your life will be so, try it and see. Try it and see. Tomorrow, do it in the morning. Next day, do it in the morning. Do it for 7 days. Your life will, who can tell, brother, why you think somebody's life will change if they start calling on the name of Allah? Why you think their life gonna be different in just 7 days? What would you say? You making a lie the only reality. Now poverty ain't your reality. Sickness ain't your reality. Haters gonna be like, I can't go around this brother no more. Some haters ain't your, you now. Because of our experience in the matrix of the West, our minds have been programmed for self-destruction and self-hatred. This is how you reprogram your mind for Allah's the only reality. No more self-hate, no more self-doubt. Yeah, the 3 is, I want Taco Bell, I want McDonald's, and I want Kentucky Fried Chicken right now.
No. The first one is Astag-fir-ullah. We're going to do that 100 times. Astag-fir-ullah meaning I'm turning my heart to Allah and I'm asking Allah forgive me for everything I did. I have to say this because I tell all my students, who can tell, a master is a master of what? A master is a master of what? The basics, and what else? A master is a master of the basics, and a master is a master of your thoughts, words, and actions. Master the basic Islam. And then master your mind, what you're thinking, master the words you're saying, and master your actions. You could be a master. Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, I got a little excited. So, Astag-fir-ullah, AH-STOG, FUR, Allah, Astag-fir-ullah, 100 times. You start by turning your heart from the world toward Allah. After you say Astag-fir-ullah, then you do Salla, lahu, Muhammad. Oh Allah, bless Muhammad. Do you know the fastest way to get Allah to love you? The fastest way for Allah to love you is to fall in love with the one he loved, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. If you got children, people like your children, you like them. Somebody hate your children, man. You hating on my children. You hating on somebody that I love. Allah loved Muhammad so much. When you say Sallallahu Alaihi Muhammad, prayers be upon Muhammad, those prayers gonna come back and bless you. And Allah will start to love you because Muhammad is what we call Habibullah. Hold on. First level was building, bro. Crowd say Islam is rebuilding stages. I'm going all the way into Brother Muhammad in the back. Like, you telling them this on the first day? Well, they got the Noble Quran of Noble John Lee. They already got the high science. I could come in here and give the 36 chamber. Everybody, y'all seen that movie coming. I want to learn the 36 chamber. Go back to the first chamber. I'm taking y'all up into some other chambers, but who gives a stop it? See, listen. You can't be alive if you care what people think about you. I messed around and wear these same clothes for 3 days. Watch, I'm gonna have this on tomorrow. I'll probably have it on Sunday. I don't care what people think about me. So, Astag-fir-ullah 100 times. Increase your love for Muhammad by saying prayer, Sallallahu Alaihi Muhammad. 100. And then La ilaha illallah. Sister, what you got written down for the 3 prayers? Let me hear what you got. So, if I ain't never see you again and you just did that forever, you're gonna be like, I don't know what he gave me, but this is some African magic. My life has gotten extra good. My life has got it. Brother Muhammad, it would take me, I can talk to you about Astag-fir-ullah for an hour. I can talk to you about Sallallahu Muhammad for about 3 weeks. I can talk to you about La ilaha illallah till the end of time. These three is so heavy.
salawat on the prophet,
Yeah.
cancel every bother, any worship you do. If you close it with prayers on the prophet, it's accepted. Your prayer, you can recite the Quran, Allah might throw it, the angels might throw it in your face, or whatever. You can do any act of worship, it cannot be accepted. But when you do praise on the prophet, it's always accepted.
So powerful that it's some prayers you can't say in the bathroom, God won't accept it. Sallallahu alaihi Muhammad is so powerful. If you say that in the bathroom, Allah will accept it. Now the Sheikh say don't do that, but it's so powerful that you can say, "Oh, Allah bless Muhammad." He's gonna say yes, no matter what you do.
Also, sorry.
No, please help me, brother.
When you say one of those,
Oh,
Allah, the angels give 10 on your account. You get 10 blessings on Sallallahu, whatever your name is. Sallallahu, 10 times.
now we're going up into the other chamber.
So that's how you balance your scale.
Oh no, we can't. Hold on, we can't. Wait, no, go ahead. Go ahead. No, don't mind. Give it to him.
Friday, prophet, 100 times. Friday, going to say 10 times on Friday. And the angels above me, personally say your name. He's blessed. You're fine. From Friday. Sheikh my brother Muhammad. Father bless. They bless us enough.
Yeah. That. So okay. Yes.
That's why I said because
Yeah.
of pride.
Yeah. And listen, how many times I asked you to do Sallallahu Alaihi Muhammad? Prophet Muhammad was sitting with his companions one day and got overexcited. They said, no, he was so excited. They said, Muhammad, why are you so excited today? He said, today in heaven, the angel Jibril just came and told me that Allah said, if somebody say prayers on you once, Allah will forgive 10 of their sins, raise their spiritual station 10 times, and Allah will pray for that person 10 times. Then the Prophet Muhammad said, the angel came and told me, if somebody prayed for me 10 times, Allah will forgive 100 of their sins, raise their spiritual station 100 times, and Allah will pray for you 100 times. And then the Prophet Muhammad said, the angel told me, if somebody say Sallallahu Alaihi Muhammad 100 times, Allah gonna forgive 1,000 sins. How many MCs must get this for somebody say don't mess with Chris? This is just one style out of many, like a piggy bank. This is one penny. No, that's Karen's one, but how many MCs must get this? But how long would it take to do 1,000 sins is what I want to ask. 1,000 sins? Huh? Oh yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah, in America, yeah, you got it. Yeah, in America, yeah, it can be done. You might be right. Yeah, in America, well, it's a place. We passed by a place on the way here, like they doing 10,000 cents in that joint tonight. So yeah, it can. So, but most of us is halfway decent. You probably ain't do 1,000 sins in one day. So if you do Sallallahu Alaihi Muhammad 100 times, he's erasing 1,000 bad deeds, raising you up 1,000 stations, and saying your name and praying for you 1,000 times. Y'all don't want to know what happened if you say Sallallahu Alaihi Muhammad 1,000 times. That's another thing. Okay, so
Then you say la ilaha illallah 100 times, okay? And there's a whole talk. Okay, so wait, we didn't do 100 Astag-fir-ullah yet. Okay, this is my favorite subject. Astag-fir-ullah. What time? We gotta get out of here, right? What time is it? 11:10. It's almost 11. All right. We'll do the Fatiha again and 100 Astag-fir-ullah, and we'll close out. Come back tomorrow with a notebook, please. Al-Fatiha. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Al-Fatiha. Ar-Rahmanirrahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim. Ghayril maghdubi alaihim waladdallin. Astag-fir-ullah, 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 Astag-fir-ullah. Can you bring me that yellow book right there? Our master gave us a prayer. Thank you, brother. He said, if you read this prayer for forgiveness, Allah bless you, like you said, Astag-fir-ullah 70,000 times. How long will it take me to say Astag-fir-ullah 70,000 times? This prayer from Sheikh Bamba, my Sheikh said, if you read this prayer and you think you still have a sin, that's a sin. It's like you put your t-shirt in bleach for 2 days and you pull it out to see if the stain is still there. Man, you take it so still, I think, man, 70,000 Astag-fir-ullah. for all of us, by the blessings of Sheikh Ahmed Bamba, Sheikh Ibn Fall, and for our beloved Noble Drew Ali, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Allahumma salli wa sallim wa barak ala Sayyidina Mawlana Muhammadin wa alihi wa sahbihi wa taqabbal minni liwajhika al-karim qadayta iban bi ilayka astagfirullah bihi. Astag-fir-ullah al-azim wa atubu ilayhi min tawahirin wa min guyub. Astag-fir-ullah al-azim wa atubu ilayhi min tawahirin wa min guyub. سألته بحق وجه الله مغفرة من جملة المداهي تبت له من جملة صغائري مع الكبائر ومن دمائري غفر لي كل ما تقدم وما تخار وما بينهما فهمني يا أمة وزدني علما وأملا مؤدبا وفهما ربي الشيف أولى منافيا ودا حياتي من شكاء مانيا اكشف لي يا الأسوار والغوامدا يا خير من كشاف بصيرا جامدا لتما جميع ما تفارق اللدى كتيمنا خريم وصافي الكالدا لكل دا تفاخر لدم يا ربي بكم متسلما كلامي يا أبلي يا أخرام في تلاوة خيرا كثيرا منك والهلاوة ولك يا له ما فيها يا